Hi, it's Nørgaard. So today I'm doing this makeup look, and this is using the Amrezy palette. So this is an old palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. So you can't get it anymore, but you can get the individual eyeshadows. So I decided to do a look with this palette. So I did a quite dramatic, warm toned smoky eye. And by the way, I have gotten a lot of questions about what happened to all my videos. Am I okay? What's going on? Stuff like that. So I have talked a little bit about it on Twitter and in the comment section of my last video. But I'm going to go into a bit more detail on my Snapchat. So if you want to know a bit more about it, I will talk about it on my Snapchat. So yeah, you can go and find it on there. But yeah, this is the look we are doing. I think this look is perfect for fall. Honestly, fall makeup looks are my favorite. So I'm obsessed with these warm and golden tones on the eyes. But yeah, before I blabber on too much, I'm going to send you guys onto the tutorial. So don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed this look and watch in high definition. And without further ado, here comes the tutorial. So for primer today, I'm going to be trying out the Nivea Post Shave Balm again. I wasn't wowed by it the first few times I used it, but I see so many people loving this, so I'm going to try it again. So I'm just going to rub it in all over my face, and I'm also rubbing it underneath the eyes. So I'm going to mix two foundations. So my Marc Jacobs Remarkable foundation in the color Ivory Light is too light for me, and my Revlon ColorStay in the color number 250 is too dark. So I'm going to mix them. So these are a little bit hard to blend together because the Revlon is quite thick and the Marc Jacobs is really like liquidy, but it works out in the end. And I'm going to use my beauty blender to blend this out. Look how clean this is. I washed it with makeup remover, which I had never done before. I had never thought about it before, but it worked out really well. Look how clean it is. So I'm just going to, you know, dab this out as you do. This is actually such a great color match for me. It's not too light, it's not too dark, and it's not too pink or too yellow. So before I highlight my face, I'm going to do some cream contouring. I'm using the LA Girl Pro Concealer. This one is in the color Beautiful Bronze. So I'm going to do my forehead first. And of course this is very dark, so I'm trying to do a minimal amount and really blend it out. And I am doing like little sections at a time because this concealer does set. So to make it easier for myself, I just go ahead with a small amount at a time. I work on one area at a time. And finally I also do the nose. And I'm just blending it out with a little mini sponge. So now I can go ahead and highlight with my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer in the color Fair Neutral. So of course I have to do the under eye. And then I just do a little bit on the usual places. And now I use the pointed end of my beauty blender to blend all this out. So I'm going to use my Ben Nye Luxury Powder in Cameo to set my concealer. And I'm actually using my beauty blender for this. And I'm just baking all the areas. So while that's baking, I'm going to use my Maybelline Fit Me powder in the color Nude Beige to set the rest of my face. And I'm just using a light dusting just to make sure I set everything. And as I go, I remove the baking powder. And I just dust away any excess powder underneath my eyes with a fluffy powder brush. So I'm going to bronze up my face a little bit with the Maybelline Master Sculpt palette. This is in the color Light Medium. And I have really been enjoying using this BH Cosmetics Deluxe fan brush for my bronzer. I feel like it applies bronzer really effortlessly. So I'm going over the entire cream contour except on my nose. I'm going to contour a little bit with the darker Master Sculpt palette. So I just go over the nose contour lines, and then I just go in and I deepen out the contour on the very cheekbone part. And I also go up and do the very like sides of the forehead, and then finally I do a tiny bit along the jawline. And as always, I go ahead and blend everything out once I'm done bronzing and contouring, because it can look a little bit overwhelming if you don't blend it out. I'm just going to bake a little bit underneath my cheekbones. So while I'm baking underneath my cheekbones, I'm going to use the highlight from the lightest Maybelline palette just to highlight the nose. So I just highlight right down the center and I blend it out with my finger. And for my blush, I'm going to use this Wet n Wild Color Icon blush. This one is in the color Apri-cot in the middle. So it's kind of like an apricot color and it has a lot of shimmer. So I'm not going to be using a separate highlighter. So I'm just applying a hint of this to my cheeks. And now I'm brushing away this baking powder. So as a finishing touch, I'm just going to use the slightest bit of this Ben Nye Luxury powder in Banana. So I just dust it ever so slightly underneath my eyes. So I'm going to set everything with my NYX matte setting spray. So before we do the eyes together, I'm going to moisturize my lips with this lip balm in the flavor Raspberry from W7. This is just to hydrate my lips. And I'm going to fill in my eyebrows with the Anastasia Dip Brow in the color Soft Brown. And I'm using my Essence Angled Eyeliner Brush to fill in these brows. So I have had this dip brow for over a year. And it has dried out a little bit, but I don't find it to be that bad. So I'm going to use the L'Oreal Brow Artist Designer in Blonde in the inner parts of my brows. So I just use small little strokes right here in the very inner part. And I'm just using the spoolie to blend it out. So I was planning to clean up my eyebrows, but I like them so much that I'm not going to. However, I am going to set them with some L'Oreal Brow Stylist Plumber in the color Light Medium. I need a mirror to be up close in my face. So my eyeshadow primer is this one, the Eyeshadow Primer Photo Focus by Wet n Wild, which I'm crazy about. I really love this one. So I'm going to try and apply it with these long nails. So now I'm going to use my Amrezy palette and I'm going to use the color Vanilla down here, and I'm just popping this right on the brow bone to highlight. Then I'm taking Morocco and I'm going to apply this in my crease. So this is a pretty dark color, so I'm going to try and be careful. So now I'm going to take the color Topaz and I'm going to apply this wet to this inner part of my lid, maybe like the inner half. And of course I'm going to blend out the edge with my MAC blending brush that I used to apply the color in my crease. So then I take the color Legend and I'm applying this color around the tear duct, and again I'm using the color Wet. And for the last eyeshadow I'm going to use LBD, and I'm using this color. It's just a matte black, and I'm using this on the outer half of my lid. And again I go ahead and blend it out. So I start by blending it up into the Morocco in the crease, and then I of course also blend the LBD into the Topaz. So once you have your black built up to your desired intensity, we can go ahead and do the lower lash line. So I'm using Topaz on the inner half of my lower lash line, and then I'm using LBD on the outer half, connecting it up to the upper eyeshadow. So on my waterlines I'm going to use this Urban Decay 24-0 Glide On Eye Pencil in the color 0. So I look down into a mirror and I just apply it on the top waterline, and then I look up into my mirror and apply it to my lower waterline. So for eyeliner, I've been loving the gel eyeliner from Rimmel. It just looks like this. It's just in the color black. It just works really well for me. So I'm using my MAC 266 brush to do a cat eyeliner. So when I have my eyeliner on, I'm going to curl my lashes with the Beige Cosmetics Lash Curler. And today's mascara is the Dior Show. This is the waterproof version. So I'm just going to load up on this before I do my falsies. And now I'm also doing the bottom lashes. So the lashes I'm going to use are these ones by Technique. And these are in the style number A27. And since I have no idea where my Revlon eyelash glue is, I'm going to use this one by W7. Since I have been wearing false lashes almost every single day this past week, I think it's probably in one of the bags I use for school. I really hope it's in one of them, because if not, then it's lost. So I'm applying my falsies with this BH Cosmetics false lash applicator. And now on to the other eye. So you guys know I like to go over my lash band with some eyeliner, and this might seem like one of those steps that's, you know, not so important, but it really makes a big difference in how the up close eye looks, in my opinion. So I'm just going to add a little bit of this gel liner. When I wear false lashes in my daily life, I don't usually do this unless I really have the time. But in my daily life, nobody is going to be like so up close in my face, so it doesn't matter that much. But for YouTube purposes, I definitely like to do this. And then I just blend the real and the fake lashes together with a little bit more mascara. So since I did have a little bit of fallout earlier when I was doing my eyeshadow, I feel like my under eye area is not as bright as I would like it. So I am going to use my Wet n Wild Make It Glow contouring palette in the color Caramel Toffee. So I'm just using a bit of the yellow powder just to highlight underneath my eyes. So now I'm going to do the lips, and I'm going to do a nude lip. So I'm using first off Strip Down Lip Liner by MAC, and I'm just going to use this to outline my lips. This is like the perfect contour color for the lips. And this lip liner actually needs to be sharpened, but I don't feel like it, so YOLO. And for lipsticks, I'm going to use Myth and Blankety, also by MAC. And I'm starting out with Blankety. And then Myth on top to lighten it up a little bit. And finally I apply Oyster Girl Lip Glass on top, again by MAC. And then I'm grabbing a Q-tip to remove the excess lipstick right in the innermost part of my lips. So here you guys have the finished look. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like this Amrezy palette tutorial, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. So take care and bye bye!